Hello friends. If you're a boot nerd, occasionally a day comes that you kind of dread, but sometimes also really look forward to. Boot cleaning day. These boots have earned themselves a bath, and today they will be getting it. So the first thing I always do on boot cleaning day is I take the boots outside. Using a good nylon brush, I scrub the crap out of them. Don't be afraid. This nylon brush isn't going to hurt your boots. You just got to scrub it until you get all the big crap off. You're not going to get it all off, but you get all the loose stuff, all the crumbs, and get down in the welt. Just brush the crap out of it. And then, of course, you do the second boot the same way. Rigorous brushing. It's a good idea, as you're doing this, to inspect your boot. Cuts, abrasions, tears, uneven wear. Okay, next step after you've done that, take that same nylon brush. You're going to want to clean this after you do this. But you take it and you brush the bottoms off. Try to get all the crud that's stuck in the cracks and the treads, get it all off. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want any big chunks of stuff in there. Try to get all the stones out. And then, of course, you repeat the process. And then you go back in the house, make sure your wife's not home, and put them in the kitchen sink. Okay, so I got a little bit ahead of myself. That happens sometimes. I'm fat. You know, it is what it is. You gotta take out the bootlaces and the kilties next. That's the next step. I will be replacing these laces because they have served me long enough. They do not have much life left and they will break soon. And somebody sent me some new laces for these, which I'll be showing you later. That's one down. Let's get the other one taken care of. Surprisingly, I got, I think, 9 months out of these laces, and they could probably still keep going until they break, but I'd rather have new laces and them not break at work than to just try to rely on old laces. Okay, now, as I was saying before, make sure your wife's not home, and then put them in the kitchen sink. Now, the next step, a lot of people are going to have something to say about. Oop. I use Dawn dish soap. Listen, if it's good enough to clean oil off of baby ducks, it's good enough to clean your boots. It's not going to hurt the leather, especially these. I have so many layers of wax on these boots on top of the conditioner that when I clean them with this Dawn power wash, it's going to take a couple of layers of wax off. It's not going to get down into the conditioning layer. I'm going to scrub off some of the layers of wax and the dirt and grime, And then I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm gonna re-wax it. I only super deep clean and condition these things maybe twice a year. And that's all they need. Your boots might be different, but in my work, in my line of work, because I wax these, then that's all I'm gonna need. Now, just because your wife isn't home, don't go using the good stuff that you use to clean pots and pans and household dishes with. Use your own dedicated brush for boots. And this is my own dedicated brush I have for boots. Don't get these mixed up. It's bad enough you're doing it in the kitchen sink, which I will clean out afterwards, and hopefully she'll never be the wiser. First thing I do, I don't soak them down, I just get them damp. A quick little rinse. Then I take the mighty Dawn Power Wash. You don't need that much. This stuff goes a long way. I'll put a little extra on the sole. Try not to get any inside the boot. Try not to get any water inside the boot. The most important thing, don't waterlog your boots, because that's no bueno. And then I just let them sit for 30 to 45 seconds. Now, take your little brush, run it under a little warm water, and scrub. You don't have to push a lot of pressure. All the stuff is mostly right on the surface. You don't need to scrub deep into them. At least I don't. You might be a little different, but most of my grime is right there at the surface. The soap starts to dry a little bit. It's okay. You're going to rinse it off. It'll be fine. Make sure you get in here. Any crap that gets stuck in there. If your boots have any cracking, make sure you go back and forth in the grain. Hit the welt. And then rinse. This stuff comes off really easy and quickly. Oops, got a little water in the boot. That sucks. It's going to go on the boot dryer anyways. Oh, forgot I didn't hit the bottom. Once you hit the soles, make sure you clean the brush really well before you hit it back on the leather. Now, again, this is not everybody's routine. If you've got heritage boots, you're not going to do this. You got a whole different cleaning routine. You got work boots. And you work them like I do. This is the way to go. I've been doing this for years. It's not going to degrade my boots. Just don't waterlog. Don't soak it too much. Now once you get that first one done, rinse it off with a paper towel. Wipe it down. I said rinse it off with a paper towel. I'm a dumbass. Wipe it off with a paper towel. And you can see how dull it is. All that wax is still there. When the conditioner comes out of these boots, it goes back to that lighter 64 brown color. You can see how these are still dark. Okay, and then I'll throw this on the boot dryer. I will not make you sit through the second boot because it's the same scenario. I'll get right back with you on the next step. So pretty good way to tell if you've done a decent job of cleaning the boot, take a clean paper towel and just rub it against the leather. If it comes back clean, you did a good job. If it doesn't come back clean, maybe do another light coat of the cleaning. See, this all looks good. Nice and clean. Try the other one. Good. 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 Okay. Perfect. We're nice and clean. The next step is critically important. You must not skip this step, and you must do this step now before you proceed and forget, because the repercussions can be staggering. Clean the sink before your wife comes home. And for good measure, the counter around it. Smart guy stuff. And I will also disinfect with bleach or Clorox wipes, depending on what we have in stock. That will be the last step, but do not skip this step. And also, I've learned from past experiences, check the back wall for splatter. There's none here today, but make sure you check. Just in case she catches wind of this video, I'm gonna get some video evidence of me really cleaning this thing. So stay with me here. Little bit of Clorox, bleach, wipes. Just for my own safety, guys. Also, just in general practice, you're gonna wanna do this anyways. And if you have a deep sink or a sink outside, do that perhaps. I would do it outside with the hose, but I don't want to. I paid for this sink, I'm going to use it. So, I actually forgot to clean the kilties while I was at it. I will do this separately. You don't need to know how to do these. It's the same thing basically. And the kilties, I don't even really do it that much. Usually I just brush these, maybe put a little wax conditioner on them afterwards. They don't usually get that dirty. I wipe them down with a paper towel, wet paper towel. That's good enough for now. So they'll sit on the boot dryer here overnight, maybe longer, however long I think they need to be on there. They're sitting next to my next testing pairs right now. Those are all waiting to be reviewed, currently in testing. These ones will dry overnight or longer on boot dryer. So a couple weeks ago, a guy reached out to me and wanted to send me a pair of laces. And I said, sure. It's a new company. They're trying to get their stuff out there. It is Smoke Eater Gear. They are a company based in Texas. I believe they're firefighters, but they make gear for the laces for firefighters. They're built for the fire ground. Smoke Eater Gear delivers duty-sized boot laces and firefighter-inspired gear made for long shifts, hard miles, and the brotherhood that lives the job every day. All right, sounds good. Like I said, they sent me these for free. They didn't ask me to review them, but I'm going to give them a go anyways. I'm going to put them on my Builder Pros once they're nice and clean. Again, they're Smoke Eater Firehouse laces. They're out of Tool, Texas. And the guy sent me this. These are their Wildfire laces. These, I believe, are a 96-inch. They've got the gold aglets. I believe you get to choose, but I'm not 100% sure. I need to go through and look at it again. And you guys can do that. Go to Smoke Eater Gear on Facebook, and you can buy your own laces there. He sent me a letter. Said, Jeff, hope these laces serve you well. We appreciate the support and the chance to earn your trust. Built by firefighters for hardworking people who put their boots on every day and get after it. Stay safe, stay ready, and welcome to the Smoke Eater family. Randall and family, Smoke Eater Firehouse laces. That was awfully nice. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the laces. I'll give them a go. Like I said, they sent me these for free. It's not a sponsored video. They're not paying me or anything. They just sent me these laces for free. So we're gonna give them a go. We're gonna see how they work out, and I think you guys should go support them. They seem like great guys, firefighters working for firefighters, and hardworking people as well. These are also for everybody else's boot laces too, especially if they can stand up to firefighters' boots. They can stand up to your boots. All right. So I just wanted to point out, in case anybody was confused, this is not a full cleaning, conditioning routine. This is just a periodic cleaning of my boots. Once they are dry, I will take a great look at them. I will probably show that. If there's any spots that look like they need a little conditioner, I will condition a little bit with a little bit of Big 4. That's not my standard. I usually use open offs, but like I said, I do the deep clean and condition maybe twice a year. This is just a periodic cleaning, and also a chance to get some new laces on the boots. I will wax them back up with Saphir in the correct color, many layers of Saphir wax in the correct color, and then we'll get back to wearing the boots. I just wanted to clear that up in case anybody was like, that's not how you clean and condition boots. That is just how you clean boots. Not here for a cleaning conditioning video. It's just a cleaning today. Periodic cleaning. I don't know how many times I've said that. Probably several more. Too many times. So let me just say it a couple more times. Periodic cleaning. Periodic cleaning. Periodic cleaning. Just to clean. Okay, it has been a full 24 hours on the boot dryer. We will take care of this now. Okay, it's officially been another 24 hours. I've obviously been to work and back the next day. Still wearing my work clothes. So we're gonna get back to these boots. There are some spots that are a little dry. So I actually will be doing a light coat of conditioner after all. But when I do my in-between little bits of conditioning with a cleaning, I don't go with the open offs or Saphir or anything like that. I just use Big 4 just for the touch-ups. It's good enough. So what I'll start with is the kilties. I cleaned these yesterday too by themselves a little bit with the wet paper towel. Let's put a little light layer on these. Set these off the side for now. You don't need to go overboard with this stuff. Just a little dab will do you. This is a brand new bottle. I couldn't find my other one. So, what I like to do is just shake it up really good. And I put it on my hand. What does it say here? It says, apply Big 4 liberally with a cloth. Let dry and buff. Well, I happen to have cloth just for this kind of stuff, so I will use that. Oh, look at that little spurt. Little spurt. Okay. Let's take it in. I'll rub it in. That's actually too much. That's going to be enough for both kilties. It's way too much, actually. Just rub it into the leather. Rub it in. Rub. Big 4 is not my favorite conditioner. Like I said, I use it as an in-between for the real conditionings. It's not that it's not a good product. It's just not the best product. Just rub it into the leather real good. Okay, and then I'll let that dry, and then I'll buff it out a little bit later. Meanwhile, I will get to these boots. Just a little dab will do you. Oh, that's, again, too much. Way too much. Perfect. And just rub it in. Rub it in. The Big Four doesn't penetrate the leather as deeply as most conditioners, and it won't change the color nearly as much as most other conditioners either. So it's a good, just little light coat of conditioner for boots that don't need a lot of love. Just rubbing it in. Doesn't take much. Rub it in, rub it in. Well, that's way too much. Now I gotta spread it out. Yeah, these boots were way drier than I thought they were. I mean, it's soaking this stuff right up, and I wasn't expecting that. This was the first cleaning that they've gotten in a while, though. So I guess it's understandable. I will finish rubbing this in and get back with you. I'm sure it's boring to watch me just rubbing on my boots. Okay, I have sufficiently let this dry. Sorry guys, that was a bit of a detour. They were much drier than I was expecting. That doesn't usually happen, but for whatever reason, these bad boys needed some moisturization, so they got it. So now we're gonna go on to the next stage, which is buffing. Good old horsehair brush. I use these not extensively. I use these after conditioning, after polishing, and I will brush the heck out of these boots, and then I will polish, and then I will brush again. Same brush, just keep brushing. And then as a final step, I like to use a yak hair brush as what they call finishing brush. It just gives a nice little extra shine at the end of everything. They're work boots, they don't need shine, but I just like a little, you know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna buff these. I'll show you a little buffing, and then I'll shut it off, and you guys can just wait till the next step. So you don't have to sit here bored while I buff these boots for the next 20 minutes. Sound good? Don't forget the kilties. Now, because I had to condition these, 2 light coats actually, and I brushed them down really good to distribute that conditioner really well. I'm gonna let these dry completely for the conditioner. It probably takes about a half an hour to set better, and then we'll move on to the next step, which I will be polishing them out a little bit, adding the wax. So for now, we're done. Okay, so the next step in my process is this. Saphir Medalla d'Or 1925. In the, is it light or medium? It is the light brown. I use this on my 64 leathers. And it's not just for fancy shoes. It's for work boots if you do, if you want a little extra protection. So, just get a little bit on your dauber brush. Swirl it around. And then just go to town. The key to this is several very light coats, allowing them to dry and then buff, and then another light coat, and then buff, and then another light coat, and then buff, and another light coat, and then buff. I think you know where I'm going here. Another light cuff, and then buff. Another light coat, and then buff. Over and over again, right? Now, you don't really want to go too crazy on this part because it's just going to crack. You do want to put a little bit on there, but you don't want to go heavy. Anywhere you've got movement or cracking in the leather, or general movement from moving your legs, you want to go light. So I'll put light coat here. And then the first time you wear it, there will be a little cracking regardless, just because you put some on there. But the main parts really are the toe, the sides, and the heel counter. All right, I'm gonna get back to polishing this up and I'll get back to you. Just wanna show you this, guys. You're not supposed to oil or condition down in the stitch down areas, but you can wax them. You can wax those areas. You're not supposed to do that with the oil and the conditioners because it'll soak in and it will cause that glue to hold your soles in together, or your soles and the layers together. It will cause them to delaminate. But if you get in there with the wax, it will actually help seal it a little bit, prevent some of that issue from happening. But you still shouldn't oil or condition the stitch down or your heel stack. But you can wax them, and that's fair game. Okay, these have been sufficiently wax polished. I will now let these dry for the next 15 or 20 minutes. It's a very time-consuming process. Once that's dry, guess what? I will buff them out. And then I will repeat that process. And I will continue to repeat that process until I personally feel like it is where it needs to be and there's a little bit of shine on the boot. This is all additional steps that most people probably don't take with their work boots, but I like it, so I do it. And I'm showing you, why not? Okay, guys, it is now a whole nother day later. Life got away from me a little bit there. But put a little bit of sheen on these, a little bit of shine, just a little bit. Subtle, understated. Boots are clean, slightly shined up. I'll most likely put 1 or 2 more layers of wax on here before I wear them to work. But for the most part, that's it. Much better, much cleaner. The next time I deeply condition these, I'll probably take these heel stacks down and probably sand these down and re-dye them. But for now, they're good. I'm gonna lace them up with the new laces and show you guys, and then that'll be it for the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed so far. Stretched over 3 days to clean a pair of boots. Who does that? I guess I do. Yeah, I guess I'll show you how I do my lacing. So what I do is I set the kiltie in, go through the bottom, through the kiltie on the one side, the opposite side, and then through the next hole. I'm going to come around here and do the opposite. I do it like this because I don't like when my kilties fall. This prevents them from sliding down. And then you just even them up. All right, and then I always try to keep even, so the outside lace here went first and went under. So what I will do is I will always do that all the way up. I will take the outside lace first, and we'll go under, and then over with the inside. And then I will again take the outside lace and go under, go up again. And then when I lace them up with the speed hooks, I'll do the same thing. I won't show you that again on the other boot because that's repetitious and probably boring. All right, and there we have it, guys. Clean boots. And the Wildfire laces by Smoke Eater Gear. Go check them out. Go get your own. Sorry this particular video wasn't as fun and whimsical as most of my videos, but sometimes the guy's just gotta clean his boots. Sometimes you just gotta clean your boots. That's all there is to it. Hope you learned something. Hope you learned I'm kind of a dumbass sometimes. That happens. But I hope you enjoyed yourself, and clean your boots. And take care of your gear, and your gear will take care of you. All right, Boot Nerd out.